Once upon a time, nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, there existed a village that was known for its unity and cheer. But do you know what happens when you stop caring about others? Do you know what happens when a community stops being compassionate? Well, let's find out. One night, a weary traveler arrived at the village. He was exhausted from his journey. As he looked around for someplace to rest, he noticed the warm glow coming from the houses, the dancing flames of hearths inviting him in. The aroma of delicious food filled the air, mingling with the sound of laughter and lively music. So he decided to spend the night in the village and get some rest. He knocked on a small hut, and a kind woman opened the door. She warmly welcomed the traveler and ushered him inside. The traveler slept soundly on a bed of hay that night. He dreamed of faraway lands and exciting adventures, unaware of the tranquility that surrounded him. But then, in the middle of the night, something strange happened. Fog rolled in, thick and silent. It seeped into every corner of the village, enveloping the houses, the trees, even the very essence of the smiling huts. By the time the sun began to rise, the traveler woke up feeling refreshed and ready to continue his journey. He stepped outside, but oh, what he saw made him gasp in astonishment. The huts that had been standing just a few hours before were now empty. Their fires were dead, their doors ajar, as if everyone had vanished into thin air. The traveler rubbed his eyes, thinking it was some sort of a dream. He looked around for the friendly faces he had seen the night before. But the village was eerily silent. There was not a single soul in sight. He walked down the streets, now deserted. The traveler even checked the homes, but there was no one there. Astonishingly, there were no footprints or any signs of a struggle. It was as though the villagers had simply dissolved into the earth, and that's when he noticed something peculiar. All the animals were missing too. The cows were nowhere to be found in their pens, the chickens had disappeared from their roosts, and even the dogs that had been barking merrily the night before were silent. As he continued his exploration, the traveler came across a clearing where children had been playing the night before. Their laughter still echoed in his ears. But now the swings were frozen mid-motion, the slide stood empty, and the merry-go-round was still. A profound silence hung in the air, amplifying the traveler's bewilderment. Just when his hope began to dwindle, he heard a faint sound amidst the stillness. It was the soft sob of a child. Following the sound, he came across a young boy sitting under a nearby tree. The child was clutching a small lantern, and its faint glow illuminated the boy's tear-strewn face. "Where is everyone?" the traveler asked, his voice echoing in the vast emptiness. The child looked up, his eyes red-rimmed and swollen. "They were taken," he whispered, his voice hoarse with sadness. "They stopped caring for each other, and that's when they vanished." As the boy spoke, the traveler noticed that the mountains in the distance seemed to be muttering amongst themselves. He strained to listen and heard angry voices, greedy, selfish, echoing his own thoughts from that night, pulling the villagers away from each other. Suddenly, it all became clear. It wasn't a monster or an evil spell that had befallen the village. It was their own division, their failure to remain united. The traveler felt a pang of sympathy for the villagers. They had let their differences tear them apart until they ceased to exist as a community. Gently, the traveler led the child away from the desolate village, promising to remember the lesson of unity. As they walked, the child's lantern, though small, burned brightly, lighting up the dark path ahead. In time, the traveler would tell this tale to many, reminding them that a world without compassion eventually disappears, one person at a time. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Let its wisdom flow through you. Like this story, share it with others. Let unity be your strength and division, your weakness. Because in unity, there is power. And in division, there is weakness. Togetherness is bliss. Disunity, pure stress.